Yeah.
Okay, so here I am on the Tokenlog hatch params repository. I'm going to clone this repo. So I go code, and you'll probably want to select HTTPS, so that's just normal request to clone. I have authentication on my system, so I'm going to use this SSH, but it's the same process. You'll just have to put in your password if you use normal web. So copy that, and we're going to open up a terminal. So the way you do that is I just open up my like system starter and type terminal. So this would be the same on Mac, I believe. So I have a terminal here.
Yeah, it's the same.
Oh,
You don't have to worry about that right now. Almost everything between Linux and Apple for command lines is the same.
sweet. So now I'm just gonna go. You might want to navigate into like some sort of works. This is just my local file system on my computer. So here's all my files in my home drive. So you might want to navigate into some sort of workspace. I'm using the change directory command. So I go into my workspace, and then again I'm going to go into my TEC um,
Mm-hmm.
directory. And this is, if for people not familiar with the command line, what I'm doing is I'm just navigating my file system. So this is my whole file system. I go into my workspace. I have all my sort of high level work directories, and I go into my TEC, and here's everything I have here. So I'm just navigating that file system here in my terminal.
I
So,
think it'd be important to add at this moment for anybody else that it's just good process for good housekeeping. So open up a new file, for instance, on your desktop, open a new folder on your desktop, and everything you're going to do, keep in that folder. So you have a clear directory going forward. You don't want a bunch of stuff in a bunch of different places. You'll never find it all.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. Um, so I'm gonna even make a folder. I'm just gonna call it temp, and I'm gonna go into there, and I have a nice clean workspace, nothing in here. So this, you might want to create this on your desktop, or you might have a nice workspace that you're working in. Housekeeping, you're right, Jake. Always keep things clean. So now this is the big scary command that we're gonna run. It's git clone, and then we're gonna paste what we copied before. When I hit this button, it's copying this URL. So git clone tokenlog hatch params. That's downloading all the files, so it's got them now. So if I check my file system, then we can see that we have that repository. So I'm going to go in there.
Okay, hey, I gotta take a minute here too. If you do not have Git already installed, it's simple to do, and there's plenty on YouTube on how to install Git on your system. It's a common command. It's not complicated.
Yeah, there's lots of resources available. Feel free to reach out to anyone in the community, and you can also check out the TEC lab number 1. We went over using Git and GitHub. So now we have all our files in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the test tech notebook, testtech.ipynb, and I'm going to call it after my name, ygg.ipython notebook. Bam. So I've just copied it. Now, in my terminal, it tells me if I'm synchronized with the Git repository, and you can see now it's red, so it means something has changed. So if I say git status, then it says, hey, there's a new file, this ygg.ipython notebook. Okay, so we're going to commit that and push it up to the repo later. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up Jupyter Notebook. Now, this is where we might have to break things down and go a bit slower, but I'll show you how the process is for me on my system. It's a two-step process, and it should be similar for everyone. You might use a different tool for this first step. And the first step is to activate a virtual environment. Now, I use a tool called Virtual Fish. It makes it really easy, so you can look up how to use that. Or you can use Conda, especially if you're on Windows. Or you can use the basic Python virtual environment approach, which you can look up a tutorial on the internet, or it's also in the TEC Labs README. So I activate my virtual environment. I Oh yeah, and if you haven't done this, then you have to install the requirements. So I'm going to go install -r. There's this file in the repository called requirements.txt. That's just a simple text file that names all the requirements for this project.
And his command there for pip is another, it's for Python, and it's another simple command thing for, like, it's like Git, but it's strictly for Python. And you need to make sure that you have pip installed as well.
Yep. And if you're using conda, then this might be conda install. So we'll put instructions on the README here for all the different ways that you'll have to do this, depending on how your system is set up. So it looks like there's some sort of error here. I'm not even going to worry about that. If you do have an error that seems to be causing problems, just like screenshot this. I just screenshot stuff all the time, so I bring up my screenshotter, and you could take a screenshot of this, and you could post this in the TEC Labs channel. But I don't even think this is going to cause us problems, so I'm just going to keep going. So now that I have all my dependencies installed and I'm in my virtual environment, I should be able to open up Jupyter Lab. Now there's one gotcha that might catch people, and this is going to be in the README too. It's just not there yet, but it is in the TEC Lab README. And this is the documentation that we're going to transfer over. So to get some of the fancier visualizations, you have to have this Jupyter Lab extension. It's called PyVis. And so this command installs that extension. And, you know, my system likes to complain. So it's saying does not support the current version of Jupyter Lab. So actually, I think with the newest version of Jupyter Lab, you don't even need this extension. So now let's go Jupyter Lab to open up the lab. And we have this file that we copied, so this is YGG. So now we have access to all the parameters and the visualizations. Now I think we'll make a final iteration of this notebook that actually just hides all the code. I think we can hide all the code and just reveal the visualizations so that people don't get too scared. Because none of this code that you see is necessary right now. It can just be kind of behind the scenes. So I think we'll hide this. But one thing you might want to get comfortable with is running these cells, because if you run this cell where it's modeling the number of impact hours that our community accumulates, then it should actually have an impact on this next visualization, which it's, let's see. See, this is still a bit buggy, Jake. This should be updating as I move this slider. See, these are the things. I think we need one more Sunday hack
We will.
session.
We will. Oh, it's quite all right. I didn't even think we'd have this right now. So it's
Okay.
it's way okay.
Okay.
It's way okay.
So this is all going to come together. So anyways, what we're going to do, we're going to come in here, we're going to tweak all these parameters and decide how we want this hatch to look. And for some reason right now, these aren't being responsive, but we're going to have all this fixed, and you're going to see the impact hour payouts and everything, and you'll decide, what's our target raise? How much are we going to raise as a community? Raise horizon. This is how strict we are. This is, the more this goes, it's the more we have to raise to get higher impact hour payouts. But you'll see that all rendered here. And this is the hatch, how many CStack token holders, how much they can invest, and the maximum possible raise, and the hatch duration, and hatch exchange rate, and support required, and minimum quorum. So we're going to set all these, and once you've set the parameters for the hatch that you want to see, then all you have to do is make sure this notebook's saved. Now it does auto save, but you'll just want to hit this save button in the top left, save. Now this notebook is in here. So I'm going to go back to my terminal, and I can actually end this Jupyter Notebook environment. I hit Control-C. Control-C ends processes in the terminal. And so I can do my git status again. And there's some stuff in here that I don't have to worry about. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to commit this YGG notebook and push it upstream. So I'm going to add it. So the command is git add ygg.ipython notebook, and I just use tab complete. So tab complete is your best friend in the terminal. That's the first trick you're going to want to learn, because it'll make sure you get the right commands. See, if I just put one Y here and I hit a tab, then it's going to fill that in by the file name. And that way you're going to know that you don't have any typos or anything. So if I add it, and then once more I can check git status, and it's green, so that means it's ready to be committed. So if you want to commit it, then you go git commit, and it's going to ask you to type a message. So I'm going to say adding YGG's parameters to be voted on with Tokenlog. You can add any sort of message in here you want, and save and quit. Again, I'll check git status. So now it says there's no updates other than these weird files that I'm not going to worry about. So I'm going to, you can type git log to see that there's a new, let's see, let me clear this. There's a new commit here. So this is the log of all commits. And this commit is now on the log. It's almost like a blockchain. Git is a lot like a blockchain. It's like this block has been appended. So now I'm going to go git push origin main. So this is naming the repository, and the default name for any repository is origin, and the branch we're on is main. And once I do that, now it would ask you for your password here if you're using the HTTP method, but I'm already authenticated, so it's not asking for any password. And if we go to GitHub here, back to the Tokenlog hatch params, then we will see YGG's notebook is here. And sometimes GitHub renders these, but I think these notebooks are a bit too big. So that would be nice if we could get these rendering. Actually, that would be really amazing. We might be able to figure out how to do that to get these to render on GitHub. And then what I would do is I would go to issues. I would add a new issue, and I would say vote for YGG. My params are the best. And I could also, I think oh, is this still? So this is here, even though the notebook's not running. I still have access to see what I had here, and I might want to then again I can post a picture, so I could. And I think we'll make this dashboard so that you'll be able to get a snapshot of the whole thing all at once. But we could take a screenshot here. If this it's not working. This is life on Linux.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It very much is.
There we go. So I just copied that to my clipboard and I can paste it in here. And I could submit this issue. And now anyone in the community with Impact Hour tokens can come and vote on my issue that's here. So I got issue number 12, and people can vote on issue number 12 if they like the parameters that I've submitted. So I think what we'll do is we'll make the dashboard so that we're going to take out this code so that people don't have to look at the code in between, and the whole dashboard will fit on one screen, and you can take a picture of the whole thing, and you can see all the notebooks that everyone has made based on what they name it. And so this repository will grow. It'll have hopefully tens, dozens of notebooks, different hatch parameters that people have played with and gotten different results. And for each one, there'll be an issue that references it, and we'll all vote on the hatch params that we're happy with.
Is there going to be a way we could have a link from the dashboard to Tokenlog?
Yep.
Yeah, let's do that too.
Oh yeah, that's super easy. Yeah, we can play with that. I mean, in here and in the notebook itself, yep. we can have links to anything that's important. And
Yeah, just that way they could just after they submit their issue, they could go right to Tokenlog.
perfect.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, and the screenshot I like that too because then we could also have them. They could then make their forum post and incorporate that with their forum post
Yeah.
in the thread. They could just throw it right over to the forum in the thread and then write a quick thing on I chose this for support required and why. Done.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
like
Yeah,
that.
images are going to help a lot.
Way better than anything else. So yeah, that's a good idea. Cool. All right. I
So,
like this. This is a good one for the number one.
good.
I'll be the number two. That'll be fun.
So I'm really glad we went through this process because it's just exposing. I'm seeing all the little things we could refine to make this an easier experience for everyone. And
Yeah, because
mhm.
no, yep, yeah,
So I
go
think
ahead.
this Sunday is going to be great for that.
No, it'll be fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, do we want to go ahead and then look at the actual dashboard itself and see if we can figure out some of these other things? I mean, is everything here? I mean, I know there's the lag, but is everything else right?
Um, so I think we should have this side by side with the tech spec. I'm a little overwhelmed because I feel like there's so much that could be slightly improved. Um, and it would be nice to have someone who's not uh, myself. I feel like I'm too close to this thing um, to be able to get the real sweet spot on all these parameters, like what they should really be named and how they should be.
Oh, I got you. Well, listen, I messaged Griff. I wonder if is he here yet? No. He well he's in the book club right now. Um we'd have another 20 minutes before the book club's done. I put Sim in our group too, but he's also busy right now. Um
Seminar group.
no, not seminar.
Oh, I get it.
Sim.
Yeah.
I put Sim in our group. Yeah, that's pretty funny actually. That's all right. Yeah, we are having a seminar group. Yeah,
Yeah.
better be ready because we're going to be doing this all over the country. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I don't know. I thought, you know what? I thought we went over this already with Griff. Remember, he said there was a few things he wanted to mess with. Um, Now I'm trying to remember what that was
Yep.
in our
So
last
there's
call.
there's some issues documented here. So
Honestly,
mhm.
I just like throw everything that was in the notebook, and I firstly I put like side by side. I can put back like not in this sidebar, but I really haven't like uh look at these inputs and thought about it. I can do this. Like I'm not really familiar used with it already, so I can send you some feedbacks on how does it feel for someone that is not used on it.
Awesome. Awesome. That's
Yeah,
super valuable, Vitor. So
absolutely.
if you're Vitor, if you're able to do that before Sunday, and then if you could join the Sunday, because the Params group, Jake leads this. He sets aside about 3 hours on Sunday. It's pretty casual. Drop in, do some development, whatever for whatever time works for you. But if you can make it on Sunday, that would be awesome. Because I'll come to that probably for the full 3 hours and be ready to do any sort of development on this. And if you can before that Sunday, if you can get that sort of fresh eyes, taking a look at this and um, any sort of work you want to do on it before then, that I feel like that'd be really super valuable.
Okay, sure, I can do this.
Yeah,
Do
that would
you
be
have like
really
a fixed time on Sunday? Do you have like any idea of when it is in the day?
well, it's like he said, it is kind of open. I actually would start planning that, or I usually make that plan after Wednesday's call, which
Okay.
I'll be doing. The Wednesday's call is just telling people about Tokenlog and how it works and how we're going to use it. because then Friday he's going to have his lab with Wesley, go over Tokenlog. But Wednesday I pick it's always Sunday. You're in Brazil. He's Sean's on the West Coast. It kind of what works really, you know. I kind of like in the mornings. 11 my time is 9 his. We can go later. I can, you know, we got to make it work with you too, though. I don't, you know.
Sure, no worry, no worry. I'm pretty free Sunday. No worry.
Okay. Well, I like 10 to 2. That's a block I like, but that's pretty early for YGG. If he can be there at 10 a.m., that's noon my time, which would be 3 p.m. your time.
That's fine to me.
So let's do that. Let's do noon to 4. How's that sound? That's 10 to 2 for you, Sean.
Yeah.
And that's 3 to 7 p.m. for you, Vitor.
Fine.
Okay.
Fine.
Make it happen. Epic. You already got it there. Send it out.
Okay, so how can I shift this for next week?
Oh, dude, I can go ahead and do it.
No, that should work.
Well, I'm glad you at least have a calendar now. I don't know why anybody didn't give you a freaking calendar.
Okay, add guests. Vitor, what's your preferred email?
You're muted.
Sorry, I was sending you on private. Let me get it.
Oh yeah, I'll add it. Yeah.
Sent you.
Epic. Yeah, I'll just add it after the call and send this out.
Yeah, absolutely. Good idea. Privacy.
Yes.
Yes, good idea. Well, awesome, guys. Great directive. I like the plan. I really like seeing it. This is really, really nice.
It's gonna get better. Yeah.
It's gonna get a lot better.
Yeah.
Well, and yeah, and even when we make the next video for the dummies, I actually can do some things. Like I already know how to use Git, and I do have pip installed. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
That'll be fun.
Everyone's gonna be master level by the end of this.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but it'll definitely be a curve. We're definitely going to get a lot of people excited about, oh my God, look what I just did.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's cool. You know, that's cool.
Yeah.
There is, I got to say, like, there is a lot of reward when you work hard at doing something like this, and then you fucking refresh that site and there it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I just did that.
Yeah.
It really is cool.
It's actually super addictive. I think any programmer knows that little hit that you get when the thing finally clicks in and it works and you can see it and it's like, wow, you know, I never thought it would actually, after all this debugging, but then all of a sudden there it is, right? And
I will say, like, personally, like, when I figure it out, and it's not because of the hours on Stack Overflow and reading other people's bullshit, but that I actually like figure it out on my own, it's incredibly rewarding.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
It is. So yeah, we're gonna make little token engineers.
Awesome.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Jake. So I'll see you tomorrow in the Params call.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, try and show up, Vitor, if you can. I know you're busy with school, but it's cool.
How does it work? Like, at what time is it?
Oh, my Params call tomorrow is at, I think I got it at 3 p.m. my time. So that's 6 p.m. tomorrow your time.
Oh, fine. I will be there.
All right, cool. That's awesome. Awesome. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Take
Thank
care.
you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.